today we'll start a new chapter. Okay. We'll start. We'll talk about 3.3 today. Okay. We studied about previous events only. Okay. When we talked about previous events, then we used which tense? Which tense did we use yesterday and the day before yesterday?
Past perfect tense.
Okay, past perfect tense. We used past perfect tense to describe previous events only. Okay, now today you have got one uh, next new concept here, that is previous activities and events here. That is activity is also added uh, in this 3.3 part. Okay, so you need to know about what is activity and what is event. Okay, that is event. Let's say activities. Uh, activities. First of all, let's talk what activity is and what event is. Okay, that we also did about event before. Okay, activities go for long in the past. Okay, activities go for long time. Okay, in the past. Okay, and there's events that take place for short time and finishes. Okay, and activities go for long in the past and they continue for some time. Okay, they continue for activities, continue for some time, but events that take place for short time and that finishes in the past. Okay, that is the main difference between activity and event. Okay, what does that activity and event mean then? Okay, for events, okay, while describing about past events or previous events, we used what? We used past perfect tense. Okay? If the activity continues for a long time, then which tense do you use? It continues. Continuous means what? Past perfect continuous tense you use there. Okay. So now in we use either past perfect continuous or past perfect tense for previous activities or events. Okay. For previous activities, we use past perfect continuous tense, and for previous events, we use past perfect tense that we did in our 3.2 as well. Okay, in 3.2, we talked about previous events, and we used which tense? We used past perfect tense there. Okay, now for activity. Okay, if we have to talk about our previous activities, then we can use past perfect continuous tense. Okay, this is what we do in previous activities and events. Now, what you have to remember is on you have to use the sentence being based on past perfect continuous tense and another sentence being based on the structure of past perfect tense. Okay, and past perfect tense describes event, the previous event, and past perfect continuous tense describes what the previous activities. Okay, in this way you will let's say forward your answer. Okay, clear now. If you are today here, okay, almost 50 participants. Okay, they are still joining. Okay, now now example. What about the example? Okay, example will be asked there, or example will be given there in the examination. Okay, there will be example in the examination, and there is also example in your book 3.3. You can turn over 3.3 part, subpart, and you can see your questions there. Okay, you can see and the example given there as well. A, B, C, D. Okay, these four speakers are speaking there. Okay, four speakers are speaking there. Okay, now there's a structure. Okay, structure any one out of these two or three. Okay, any one. There are two or three. Let's say structures are given there. Okay, three, two or three. A, B, C, D. A says the question itself, and B, C, D answer accordingly. answer accordingly. They show their responses there, and you have to do any one out of this two or three. Okay, two or three means either you own at least to own structure using own sentence using present perfect sorry past perfect tense, and another structure using past perfect continuous tense is prepared here. Okay, when we don't know which example will be given in the examination. If it is the example from past continuous tense, you have to use sorry past perfect continuous tense, you have to use past perfect continuous tense for all the questions. And if the example is from past perfect tense, and you have to use accordingly for the rest of questions. Okay, clear? Are you all listening to me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is
Yes,
my
sir.
voice clearly audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, am my screen sharing also visible?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
okay, now you are attentive to get uh, let's say the knowledge, previous knowledge. Okay, for before doing the exercise, I'll provide you the knowledge. Okay, that is very much important to solve the problems later. Okay, okay. Now let's say the structure is essays question. See, whatever is there in the question, you can write there in a part. Okay, essays the same thing in the question that is given in the question. Okay, you'll copy out from the question. And which is what subject plus had been plus before plus object structure. And this certainly this is what this is activity or event.
E-
Even.
Event.
Certainly. Why is it event? It is there is had been plus before structure. Continuous tense is there. Continue before means what? Before
Activity.
means okay. Before means continuous. In all continuous tenses, we have before or verb form. That is ing form. Verb ing form is there. Verb ing means the action is continuing. When the action is continuing, then that becomes what a continuous tense. Okay, and we are here talking about previous activities and events. That's why we use here past perfect continuous tense here. Okay, that's why it is
पास्टमा
what.
भयो भने इभेन्ट अनि कन्टिन्युसमा भयो भने एक्टिभिटिज हो
Okay, okay, that is what I told you before as well. Okay, okay. Next one is at least another let's sentence that you have to use, that you have to use using there's a subject plus had plus p3 plus object on activity that continued for long, and another sorry on activity that continued for long, and on event, okay, that happened at that time and finished. Okay, in this way that you have to choose two different structures, at least two. You can give a b c d part as well. In d part you can use the structure either a subject plus had plus p3 plus object, or subject plus had been plus p2 plus object. In
अब
the
यहाँ त फेरि आयो नि अब
yes,
यो इभेन्ट हो
okay, this is event. Okay, this is event that we did in the past and that finished at that time, that didn't continue for a long time.
अब
Okay?
एउटै सेन्टेन्समा त्यही एक्टिभिटी हुनसक्छ अनि अर्को
Sometimes it so happens if the verb is there, if the verb can be used in both senses, in both senses means in both continuous sense and perfect sense, then you can also use sometimes. That is your tricky question. Tricky question. Okay. Okay, you can put that trick as well. Okay, in the answer. Okay, if that verb can come in continuous form as well, you can use that. Okay, however, your answer needs to be what? Your answer needs to be meaningful. Okay, if that your answer gives a meaning, then that will be okay. Clear?
यस सर
Okay, okay. Now let's move to the make the conversation as it is shown in the example. I haven't provided you here example because you can see your book there for example, for the example part. Okay, so the question may ask in this way: make the conversation as it is shown in the example. The question will be the issue. The conversation will be given. A, B, C, D part is also given there in the book. Okay, you can see the book there. You can see A, B, C, D part. In D, there is the use of past perfect continuous tense again. Okay, I'll provide you at least you have to do one out of these two or three, and at least you have to use on we have to use the sentence using one sentence using past perfect continuous tense and another sentence using past perfect tense. At least these two needs to be done. Okay. Now see, uh, we will move to the questions here. Okay, we'll move to the. Are you clear about what we did before? What I said earlier? Do you have any confusion in activity and event?
No, sir.
Okay, and in the examination, only one example will be given. Okay, only one example will be given, and being that's based on that example, you have to forward your answer. Clear? Either had been plus before will be given, or had plus with three plus object will be given, because this is one mark question. Okay, when you write one complete grammatical meaningful sentence, then you will get 1 mark. Okay, five questions will be asked, okay, of 5 marks. The model is this, as you did in your grade 11 as well. Okay.
Sir,
Okay, please.
हामीले के यो पहिलाको प्रिभियस इभेन्टमा के
Okay.
वाइ वाट ह्याड ह्यापन भनेर लेख्थ्यौँ नि बीमा
Okay. Okay.
अब यसमा त्यस्तो केही पनि छैन
No, no, no. There is only you can write the structure. The subject plus having plus people. Why? What had happened in this way? There is no question at all. We have to say there what had been happening also should be there. Okay, not only why what had happened means what had happened. There is also what present perfect tense. There is only present perfect tense because that talked about only previous event. होइन त्यहाँ चाहिँ प्रिभियस इभेन्टको बारेमा मात्रै कुरा गर्यो, त्यसले गर्दा वाट ह्याड ह्यापन राख्यो। यहाँ के पनि छ, बट प्रिभियस इभेन्ट एन्ड प्रिभियस activity is also there. That's why you have to use what had been happening. You have to say in that way as well. So there is no such structure at all.
अब सिधै हामीले स्ट्रक्चर
Okay,
लेखिदिने
okay. You don't write structure. You have to put write sentence using the structure. Okay, okay. In that way, you have to forward your answer. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, are you all clear there?
Yes, sir.
Don't become passive participants. Try to be active. Try to ask question. Okay, don't be onlooker, and don't just copy out whatever I have given in the slides. Okay, that is, you have to ask a question if you get confused. Okay, now let's move to the answer. Okay, eventually Richard found a job that suited him. Okay, there is full stop. Okay, eventually Richard, in number one you can see eventually means finally, at last. Okay, Richard found a job that suited him. Okay, he searched for the job, okay, for many years, for many months. Okay, but finally he got the job, and the job was very much suitable to him. Okay, he found the job that he wanted. Okay, now how will you given your answer then? Okay, now my example answer first, and then yeah, I'll ask you to respond. Okay, eventually Richard found a job that suited him. This is what this is. A says. A says eventually Richard found a job that suited him. He says the same. The very question will be produced by A. Okay. Now B says okay. He had been looking for a job for 2 years. Okay. He was jobless for 2 years, and he had been looking for a job for 2 years. It is I talked about activities because for 2 years the action of finding the job continued. होइन 2 वर्षमा कन्टिन्यू भइरहेको त्यो जब खोज्ने चाहिँ काम. That's why I used here he had been looking for a job for 2 years. in the past. Okay, so here which tense is it?
Past
Past
perfect
perfect
continuous.
continuous.
Okay,
Yes.
why we used past perfect continuous tense here?
Because it's activity.
Because
Previous activity.
it is
Activity.
Previous
activity.
Previous
Okay, it is
activity.
previous activity.
Activity.
Okay, that's why we used past perfect continuous tense. Okay, and what we have to use now?
Now,
We have to move
past
to
Past
perfect tense.
perfect tense.
okay past perfect tense for
Event.
okay
event.
good previous events. Okay, that is what you need to know before we answer the questions. Okay, so now here okay number three, he had worked in many private institutions. Okay, he had worked in many private institutions. Okay, he used to work in private institutions. Okay, now he had tried for what, for government job, and he had been looking for a job for 2 years. Okay, to do let's say governmental job, and he had worked in many private institutions before. Okay, in this way that you can put forward. Clear? He had worked. Okay, and you can also put here the next part as well, D part. Okay, and nobody had helped him to get the job. Okay, no, that is, it is also, this question is also uh, uh, what using previous event. Nobody had helped him to get the job. Okay, and he got the job himself. That suited him. Nobody helped him. Okay, he had worked in many private institutions, and he had been looking for the job for more than 2 years, for the suitable job for more than 2 years. In this way you have to put forward your answer. Okay, you have to write at least one sentence using what, past perfect tense, and another sentence using past perfect continuous tense, and you have to answer in the examination according to the example given, whether there is a past perfect continuous tense or past perfect tense. You have to look over the example and you have to respond accordingly. Clear? Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, now let's move to the next one. Um okay. When Johnsons eventually got away on holiday, they felt very really deserved it. They really deserved it. They really deserved it. Okay. Johnsons means what? The family of Johnson. Okay, just like Grungs, the Panganese, the Sarmas. Okay, when there is yes added in the after the surname ko पछाडि yes थपेपछि what happens? That refers to the whole family of that surname. The surname को whole family लाई जनाउँछ. The Johnsons means Johnson, that's his wife and their children. Okay, children. When the Johnsons, when the Panganese, and you have to add there the article before what? Before the surname, plural surname. The Panganese, the Sharmas, the Magars, the Poons. Okay, you can say the Pokhrels. Okay, the Pokhrels means what? Or the family of Pokhrel. Okay, in this way. When the Johnsons eventually got away on holiday, what happened? They felt they felt they really deserved it. Okay, they got very much refreshed. They deserved it. Okay, they were very much happy that they have been on holiday. Okay, they went there on holiday. Who is this mobile device name? One XKCQLG. Okay, such type of device name is there. Okay, so to बाबुलाई what के गर्ने होला
एडमिट गरेर भन्दै नि सर
हजुर
एडमिट गरेर भन्ने
एडमिट गरेर भन्ने के गर्ने त्यस्तो डिभाइस नेम छ होइन
हजुर
वी कान्ट एडमिट हिम एडमिट गर्दा गर्न सक्दैन उसलाई हामीले होइन के छ होला उसलाई आज आजलाई
चिनेकै छैन
त्यसलाई फेरि चिनेकै छैन यसो तिमी को हो भनेर चाहिँ सोधेर अनि यदि उसले राम्रोसँग रेस्पोन्स दिएन भने एडमिट गरौँ अनि को भन्दा यस्तो बुझे जस्तो गरेर हाम्रो स्टुडेन्ट रहेछ भने नाम चेन्ज गरौँ होइन भने उसलाई उति बेलै रिमुभ गरिदिनुहोस्
हस् हुन्छ
ओके ओके एडमिट यसो गरौँ है विथ दिस तपाईँलाई म एकछिन टाइम सर भनेर एकछिन दिनुपर्छ म टाइम दिन्छु है Okay, when the Johnsons eventually got away on holiday, they felt they really deserved it. Okay, they were very much happy. They were very much refreshed. Okay, when they came back to their home after celebrating their holiday. Okay, now
हामीले एन्सर लेख्दाखेरि के
yes, please.
पहिला त त्यो उसमा लकवाला लेख्ने के अरे भित्रीमा
anyone according to your wish. Okay, which one do you want? Which one comes to your mind? You can write down that because you have to answer only. You have to answer um, only one okay, in the examination.
गरिदियो सर
Okay, okay. In the examination, only one response will be asked, and at least you have to do here two. दुईटा गर्ने है एउटा के को activity and another is of event. Event. Okay. Now let's move to another. Let's say example answer. Okay. Example answer or possible answer. Let's yes, is the same. When the Johnsons eventually got away on holiday, they felt they really deserved it.
They had been visiting Pohara.
Okay, they had been visiting many places. Many places. Okay, you can also write in that way. Visiting verb is you can use that verb in continuous form as well, in perfect form as well, and which
तर
is
सेन्टेन्सले भन्न खोजेको के हो र तिनीहरू धेरै ठाउँमा घुमे भन्न खोजेको कि
मैले
अब
मैले त्यत्रो भने तिमीले बुझेन है मैले इङ्ग्लिसमै डिस्क्राइब गरेँ यसलाई मैले बुझेन यस्तो भयो that is when the Johnsons eventually got away on holiday they went on holiday to celebrate their holiday okay holiday people basically go on holiday uh, at least once a year or at the most twice a year not more than this है एकदम बढी बिजी हुने मान्छेहरू एक 6 महिनाको एक पटक अथवा वर्षको दुई पटक अथवा वर्षको एक पटक मात्रै होलिडे घुम्ने हुन्छ अझ भन्ने भने वर्षको एक पटक नै होलिडे घुम्न जाने के अब एकदम कामको भिडभाड एकदम समस्या तनावबाट मुक्त भएर उनी रिक्रिएस हुनको लागि दे गो अन होलिडे किन हामीलाई त यहाँ जति बेला पनि फुर्सद हुन्छ हामी त अब ताल पर्यो भने एकछिनपछि 2 घण्टापछि बाहुनथान घुम्न जान्छौँ के हैन हैन हामीलाई त्यो त्यस्तो मतलब छैन टाइमको हैन विदेशतिर के हुन्छ they went on holiday and when they came back from their holiday they felt they really deserved it they felt they were completely refreshed okay they did the job good हैन हामीले चाहिँ एकदम राम्रो गर्यो यो काम राम्रो गर्यो होलिडे गयो एकदम राइट टाइममा गयो हामी रिफ्रेश भयौँ भन्दा जोनसन फ्यामिलीले चाहिँ भनेको छ okay when the Johnsons eventually got away on holiday they felt they really deserved it they gained a lot of things from they gained deserved means what they gained a lot of things from their holiday okay they got a new knowledge new ideas they became refreshed okay when they went on holiday clear
Yes, sir.
okay this is the question okay now okay, they had been looking for the best season to go on holiday okay they had been looking for the best season कुन सिजनमा गयो भने राम्रो हुन्थ्यो होला भनेर they chose the best season to go on holiday that's why they deserved it for example let's say you went to where we usually go that place अरे हामी इन्डियाको कुन ठाउँ जान्छौँ रे दार्जिलिङ यस आई मिन टु से दार्जिलिङ हैन दार्जिलिङ चाहिँ गयो तिमी सिजन चाहिँ नमिलाइकन गयो भने वहाँ गएर यस्तै हाम्रो वालिङको कुहिरो जस्तो छ त्यस्तो कुहिरो मात्रै हेरेर आउने okay if you let's say actually find the good season to go to Darjeeling then you will be what you will be completely refreshed there हैन नत्र भने कुहिरो जति बेला पनि कुहिरोलाई चिसो ठाउँ हो जति बेला पनि कुहिरो लाउने ठाउँ हो द्याट्स वी हेभ टु फाइन्ड आउट द बेस्ट सिजन टु गो समवेयर अन हलिडे कतै हलिडेमा जानु पर्यो भने त्यहाँ बेस्ट कुन सिजनमा जाँदाखेरि बेस्ट हुन्छ वी हेभ टु लुक फर द्याट okay so they had been looking for the best season to go on holiday okay now let's say they had visited more places than they had planned Okay, they plan to visit some places, Feva Lake or Mahindra Cave or some other Manakamana, okay, Manakama going to Manakamana. Okay, they plan to go some places, but they had visited more places than they had planned. Okay, then they had planned. So they really deserved their holiday. Clear?
Yes, sir. So they
Okay.
have been getting a lot of new thing new Nara.
Okay, you can say they had been getting a lot of new things. They had visited many new friends there, new friends they had made. They had made many new friends there while going on holiday. Okay, holiday नयाँ नयाँ साथीहरू ठुलो एकदम राम्रा ठुलो ठुला अलिक ठुल्ठुला मान्छेहरूको सङ्गत उनीहरूले गर्न पाएका थिए मन्त्रीहरू प्रधानमन्त्रीहरू पनि चाहिँ होलिडेमा गएको बेला परेछ आहा क्या रमाइलो भयो क्या राम्रो भयो ठुल्ठुला मान्छेहरू चिन्न पाइयो okay in this way also you can forward your answer okay okay you need to be creative very much creative to answer the questions of meanings into word grade 12 and you grade 12 meaning into word को answer दिनको लागि you need to be very much creative okay your mind should think about multiple ways of answering multiple ways of answering okay so be clear about the question first and then you need to do your answer okay you can say it is also my moral answer it is not the actual answer that you have to recite it and you have to give your answer only in this way होइन यो तरिकाबाट मात्रै दिनुपर्छ भन्ने कुरा त्यस्तो केही होइन इट इज अल्सो इक्जाम्पल आन्सर इट इज माई पोइन्ट अफ भ्यू कि योर पोइन्ट अफ भ्यू माइट बी डिफरेन्ट हियर they went on holiday and they felt really deserved it means what they had been working overtime for a long time okay they had been working overtime for a long time they did not have any time to go out to go for outing होइन आउटिङको लागि जानको लागि कुनै टाइम थिएन उनीहरूसँग because they had been working overtime for a long time they were very much exhausted they were very much tired okay and when they went on holiday they really deserved it they gained a lot of things from their holiday okay so you have to answer in this way either a b c d I have given you here the four parts altogether at least one sentence of past perfect tense and another sentence of past perfect continuous tense should be written. Let's say from your part. Okay, clear? They had been working overtime for a long time. That is long time work or overtime work continued for long time in the past. That's why you use their what past perfect continuous tense. They had visited more places means they visited and they finished their activity at that time. That's why you use their what you used their past perfect tense. And they had been looking for the best season. You used here past perfect continuous tense because this activity continued for long in the past. They are looking for the best reason. They're going to go on holiday. They were thinking on their mind. होइन सोचिरहेको थियो मस्तिष्कले कहिले जाने होला के गर्ने होला कहिले बिदा लिने होला okay they were thinking about that that's what they had been looking for the best season होइन कुनै कुनै ठाउँमा लेट्स हामी चाहिँ जेठ असाढमा जान्छौँ त्यहाँ गएर राम्रो देखिन्छ कुनै कुनैमा पुष माघमा जान्छौँ त्यहाँ त्यो ठाउँमा त्यो समयमा गयो भने राम्रो देखिन्छ होइन कोही हामी दसैँ तिहारको चाहिँ बिचमा वी गो अन होलिडे वन्स अ इयर विथ स्टुडेन्ट्स एज वेल होइन स्टुडेन्टसँग हामी चाहिँ जान्छौँ दिस इयर बिकज अफ दिस कोभिड के वी हेभन्ट गट द्याट टाइम त्यो समय हामीले पाएकै छैनौँ हामी जान्थ्यौँ ओके वी फाइन्ड बेस्ट सिजन एन्ड वी गो अन a holiday. Okay, clear?
Yes,
Clear?
sir.
Okay, okay. Now let's say the third question is by the time the climbers reached the top of the mountain, they were exhausted. They reached the top of the mountain. Okay, they went to the top of the mountain. Okay, and when they reached there, as soon as they reached there, they were exhausted. They were very much tired. Okay, now they can't walk even a single step. है अब एक स्टेप पनि हिँड्न सकिन होला सकिन्न होला जस्तो भनेर okay they have thought so and they were very much exhausted they were very much tired okay when they reached at the top of the mountain okay they were very much exhausted okay how many questions are there how many questions can you see there 3 4 how many questions are there in your student book
5.
okay
Five.
five questions
Hi,
okay
sir.
okay five questions are there
Hi,
and
good.
this okay these three questions are I'll put them for your homework okay can you have to try at least there's two or three responses okay three answers using the same past perfect tense or past perfect continuous tense okay
Okay, sir.
okay you
Okay, sir.
okay, okay, okay. Thank you. And are you clear about these structures,
Yes,
activity
sir.
and event?
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. Need to be clear. This question is not so much important. Okay, so much important. The question from workbook will be frequently asked. Okay, question from workbook three in workbook also you can get this exercise in 3.3. Okay, from workbook. There is only previous activity. The questions regarding previous activities are given there in your workbook. You know, when the previous event, the event question will be asked. You'll be asked from 3.2 student book, why, what had happened. That is all about previous event. Okay, when the questions of previous activities will be asked, then you will be asked from workbook because in workbook all the questions are from previous activities. है वर्कबुकमा एक्टिभिटीसँग सम्बन्धित मात्र दिएको छ स्टुडेन्ट बुकमा इभेन्टसँग सम्बन्धित दिएको छ okay latecomers you can copy you can screenshot to this slide latecomers जो अलि ढिलो जोइन भएको छ ढिलो आउने वालाहरू okay you can screenshot this okay I'll leave here thank you all for your uh, active participation